Hello, people. I don't know if anybody can see me, but we will wait for it to pop up on Facebook and see what happens. Come on, Facebook. Where are you? Be nice if I could see on my computer screen what's happening, but I can't. New posts, where are we? There we go, there I am. Alright, now the question is, can I see any comments? Hey, now I can see some comments. Took a while, but we're here. Hello, Donna from Philadelphia. Alright, so we've got, hey Karen, hey Holly, hey Julia. Nice to see that you can hear me. Excellent. Alright, hello everybody. I always find this so weird because there's such a delay happening. And yeah, there we go. Now I'm catching up with myself. Okay, so today, as you can probably tell, today we are going to be doing a little bit of ink blending, and I just had to show you off my blending tools, my life-changing blender brushes, because just recently in the last package that Nicole Peterson sent to me from Picket, she sent these little like hair elastics because she uses them to label her rainbow of blender brushes. So, and they're just genius, honestly. The woman is a genius. So I'm really excited by this because I used to have washi tape on like the handles of my blender brushes, but I don't have a huge collection of washi tape. I didn't have every color of the rainbow in washi tape. So some of them were unlabeled, and yeah, this is just so much neater, and yes, it makes me happy. All right, now, because it's me, can you guess which colors we're going to be using today? Was that a surprise to anyone? Of course not. And also because it's me, this is the stamp what we're going to be using today. Yeah. Yeah, Amy, you know me, of course. Yep, has to be blue. So I'm going to be using this stamp set. Now I'm going to show you a fail of a card that I made using this stamp set, and I also used a sentiment from this stamp set on this fail of a card. Let me just explain. I've made recently some cards. Hey Lydia, I hope you're enjoying your dinner. I made this a few cards recently that if you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen them, where basically I ink blend a panel and then just stamp usually a floral image just in black on it. Sometimes I might colour it in with white pencil to give it a little bit of definition, but I don't actually colour in the image. I just let the ink blending sort of shine through. And Lee, nice to see you, Lee. How you going? Anyway, so I did this, and when I did it with the holly, I sort of thought, oh, it just, because I did it with blues and greens as I got here, and I thought it needs something else. And so I thought, well, whenever I need something else, of course you have to add some shine or some shimmer or something. So I thought paper glitz. And so I thought I'll paint some paper glitz onto the holly berries. Now, there were two problems with this, and I'll show you now what the card looks like. The two problems with it were, one, the red paper glitz is mostly opaque, but some of the blue and green was shining through. Hey Mary Beth, nice to see you. Some of the blue and green was shining through, so you can't even see it on screen. In real life, these holly berries look quite purple, and that just is a bit wrong. But the main reason I call this a fail is that when you add the paper glitz over the top, I lost some of the definition of the berries. So if I was going to do exactly this again, what I would do, yeah, the shimmer is awesome. I know, it's absolutely fabulous. But if I was to do this again with the paper glitz, what I might do is colour in the berries white and then put a little bit of the paper glitz, but not as much as this, just to give a bit of a shine. And then I'd try and like leave the images in my Misty and stamp them again. This would be difficult with this particular image because of course I stamped it 3 times, so I wouldn't be able to line it up in the Misty again. So anyway, so this is why I'm not happy with this card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remake this card, same layout, same ink blending. I am going to use paper glitz, but I'm not going to use it in this way. And I am going to use this stamp, but I'm going to do something different, and hopefully I'm going to be very happy with what I come up with. Hey Michelle, nice to see you, fellow Melburnian. All right, so let us get started. So I need a card base. All right, so card base, I'll get rid of that. Now, oh, let me get my... I have in this room that I have my crafty stash in is a bedroom. It has a full-length mirror on the door, and the door, I just have the door shut, but the door, when it's open, there's a full-length mirror within reach of me. And if I've used masking tape, or if I've used press and seal and it's still got some stick to it, I will just stick it on the mirror and reuse it. So the actual masking tape that I used for this one is still sticking on the mirror, so I'm going to reuse it. Because waste not, want not, honestly. Okay, so let me get this stamp out, and I am going to use my Misty. Okie doke. So I'm try and get approximately the same layout. Doesn't matter if it's not spot on, but approximately. I know, Diana, the hollies and berries are my absolute favourite image to use at Christmas time, closely followed by poinsettia. But yeah, I feel very special because last year I said to Nicole, we really need an image of holly leaves and berries. And so she made it for me. Oh, where'd you go? Ah, my computer closed down Facebook. Hopefully I can get this up and going. So hopefully the video's still going, but my computer isn't showing me anymore because I hit the mouse when I shouldn't have. Anyway, I'm going to get the ink. So the ink that I'm going to be using here is, there we are, I found me again, is this Picket Fence Black Hybrid ink. I always use this ink when I'm going to be doing, and this is the sneak peek of what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be doing some Copic colouring. Alright, so, oops, oh, black ink on my jeans. Now I find with just about every ink that I've tried that is Copic friendly, yeah, Carol, why on earth would I lie about things that don't work? I think it's much more useful if people doing videos like this, if they make a mistake, bloody admit to it and say what went wrong. Anyway, this all inks that I've tried with, that are Copic friendly, I always stamp them twice. Does anybody else find if you have your magnet too close to the image, you don't get a proper stamping and you have to move the magnet? Oh, Amy, honestly, you need to be careful when you're using paper glitz. Don't wear your favourite shirt. Seriously. because if you wash it off really, really quickly, that's fine. But it dries like concrete. It absolutely dries like concrete, which is fabulous because it will not scratch off your project. It just won't come off. See, look, that's so much darker and, yeah, much more intense, so I like that. All right, so I'm going to... Yeah, so I actually have a couple of tops that I want, because of course it's winter here, so, and I've just rolled up my sleeves so I won't get stuff on it, but yeah, when I'm working and it's winter and I've got my sleeves down, quite often I get stuff on them, and I am the mess. I'm so messy. I'm so messy. Oh well. Okay, so that's why I'm trying to be careful here by cleaning this stamp off before I replace it, because I know I'm going to have to rejig exactly where it sits to make sure it sort of doesn't overlap the other one. There we go. That'll be good. Okay, so stamp impression number 2. Jen, how cold does it get there? Not nearly as cold as where you are. Today, I don't know what the temperature's meant to get to today. It's mid-teens in Celsius. So, I don't know, maybe in the 50s in Fahrenheit-ish. So not nearly as cold as it gets in the US, or certainly in Canada. But, I mean, seriously, cold is relative, isn't it? So for us, it's cold. Yeah, who did I learn that? I think I got this trick of putting the tape on the magnets from Jennifer Maguire, because that's where I get most of my good ideas from. But, yeah, I decided to use the wider purple tape on the big one. Alright, now let me find my baby one and move this up, and we're on to our last stamping impression. Let me clean off the stamp again. As you can see, I've actually got this on my computer. Because the reason I did this, I actually bought a new computer last year, because I was, last year I taught at university, and of course was teaching from home, as a lot of us were, and I decided I needed a new computer because my old computer just wasn't coping that well with all of the work that I was throwing at it. I mean, it did a very good job, but I didn't buy it for all the work that I was actually ending up doing on it. Anyway, this computer that I got is one that has a touch screen, so you can actually flip it backwards and use it as a tablet if you want to, which is great. And sometimes when I've actually been doing crafting and want my computer on at the same time, I'll just have it as a tablet and have it sitting in front of me. Trouble is, a few times when I've done that, it's just tipped forward and gone straight onto my work surface. And I thought, I don't want that to happen today. So I'm crafting on the actual keyboard. We do what we can. I mean, my setup today is not nearly as inventive as Nicole's yesterday. Did you all see the photo that Nicole posted of the ironing board that she had all the camera and everything set up on? Absolute brilliance. Just fabulous. Alright, I'm missing a few comments while I'm doing this, so as soon as I finish with this stamping and cleaning off the stamp. Okay, oh, I need to put a sentiment, don't I? Actually, I might do the sentiment later, after I've actually done the ink blending and stuff. I'll come back to that. Okay, so just give that a bit of a clean. I really should be doing that cleaning with my scrubby, but I went looking for it this morning and it's gone somewhere because I keep reorganising things. I did a huge big reorganisation of this craft room in the last few months, and it's great, and I can find lots of things now and have access to things a lot more easily, but there's still some things that I put them somewhere and think that'll be a perfect place for that, and then I forget. That's so frustrating. Okay, so that's the Misty away. All right, so now you might want to cover your ears because I'm going to heat set this because I don't want any of this ink rubbing when I do my ink blending, so excuse the sound. I'm just going to do that, and I'll try and read some of these comments at the same time. Yes, Keely, I have seen Amy's videos with her tape on the lid of the Misty. I'm trying to save up so I can actually get a Misty 2.0 because that has a little lip on the lid that makes it easier to open. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Alright, what else? Oh, I kept clicking. Yeah, Carol, yeah, only craft so that you can organise. I think there's actually 3 separate hobbies. There's card making, and there's organising craft supplies, and there's buying craft supplies, collecting craft supplies. All separate hobbies. Okay, Gail, since this is hybrid ink, does it take longer to dry? A little bit longer than a dye ink, not hugely. I'm just sort of flattening it out because the paper does warp a little bit with heat. But now I'm going to, oops, you can just hear me ripping the my masking tape off the mirror here. Alright. Alright, so I'm going to, you can see on this card that I'm trying to improve on, I had a little strip here and then a wider strip on here, so that's what I'm going to try and do. Okay, and I'm just eyeballing it, honestly, to see if it's lining up. I know a lot of people use their like grid lines on a craft mat to do that kind of lining up thing. I just eyeball it because I'm lazy. Yeah. Whatever. But I tend to, even when I do line things up with grid lines, that is crooked. Let me try that one more time. When I do try and line things up with grid lines, I still get them crooked, so I don't see the point. Honestly. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that so far over. I haven't placed these leaves exactly where I placed them on the previous card. And on the previous card, the masking, you can see the berry was within the masking line. But this one, if I want the same amount of masking, the berry's going to be half covered, but that's what's going to happen. It doesn't have to be a carbon copy. It's going to be an homage to my previous card, not a copy. Okay, so that's that. Now to the ink blending. I am going to use these colours. So what I do with my Distress inks and my Distress Oxide inks is I basically get a strip of cardstock, swipe the actual ink straight to the cardstock, so like get it out, swipe onto the cardstock and cut it to this strip, and then I don't know if you can see, oh yeah, you can see on the screen, I put little drops of water just to show me how each of these colours reacts to water, because some of them react significantly more to water than others do, as you've probably figured out for yourselves. Okay, so I might start at the top for no apparent reason. I'm just, doesn't matter what order you do it in really, because I'm going to go back over it anyway. Oh, I've missed the most important bit. Geez, why didn't somebody stop me? Oh, I just managed to catch myself in time. My thing that I'm doing differently today is I'm going to mask them. And I actually cut out, I did this previously, just like, because I thought nobody wants to sit here and watch me fussy cutting all of these holly leaves and berries. So you can thank me now for doing this in advance. Because seriously, would you want to watch somebody fussy cutting? Really? Yes, Jennifer, why didn't you warn me? Why didn't you warn me? I got so close to mucking up this card. Oh, and now, of course, just like, I can't get this off. Don't you just hate it when that happens? Don't you just hate it when that happens? Oh, let's try another corner. You know what I'm going to do? Which bit? Okay, that bit doesn't matter. Rip. Might make it easier to take it off. Might not. I thought it was onto something clever then. Let me try. I got it now. Got it now. Hooray! God, I saved all the time by cutting it out in advance. Didn't save the time of actually taking the backing sheet off. Sheesh. Anyway, this is, I'll show you the packet in just a tick. This is my favourite masking paper to use. Here it is. Stamp mask paper from Inkadinkadoo. Okay, so that's one. Yeah, Elizabeth, it took me a while. I sat here watching mindless YouTube videos while I fussy cut them all out. So, wasn't too bad. Okay, two. And which way is that one going? That way. Let's tear this off. I think it was slightly easier where I tore it, maybe. Maybe I'm imagining things. I don't know. Ah! Usually doesn't take me this long to get backing tape off. Oh, is Nicole here? Hello, Nicole! Oops. Oops. One good thing is because of all of the sort of scallopy edges of these leaves, it makes it easy to line up exactly where they're meant to go for a mask. Alright, I'm going to use my bone folder to make sure they're good and stuck down and get rid of all of this junk. Oh. Alright, now I can get onto my ink blending. Oh, geez, that would have ruined my video. Sheesh. Alright, so I'm just going to, and I am not that concerned about getting a perfect, gorgeous blend between the colours, because I'm going to be adding something else. Alright, so one green. So we've got Salvage Patina. Now I'm using Peacock Feathers. To about halfway down, approximately. Then I'm change my brush to my pale light blue brush to Salty Ocean. Need a slightly better blend than that. That was pretty terrible. And I'm going to finish with Blueprint Sketch. Now, I can already hear people yelling, Blueprint Sketch, why aren't you using Prize Ribbon? Because Prize Ribbon is the perfect Michelle blue. The reason I'm not using it is I don't have it yet because Australia is a long way away from America. And yeah, I've ordered it. It hasn't come yet. So you can, yeah, can you hear the little violin playing? I'll get it eventually. Yes, see how I'm using the life-changing blender brushes. I want to get a lot of colour down, and I'm not that concerned about getting a really smooth blend, so I'm using a fair amount of pressure. So I'm holding the brush at the head. Sometimes if I want to get a really pale blend, I'll show you on the masking tape, I will actually use the handle, because then I'm not pushing as hard and I can get much less ink on. I mean, you can barely see that ink there. But if I want more ink, I will hold the head and actually get more ink on. Okay. I know, Nicole, I told everybody right at the beginning of the video all about these rubber bands. Yes, thank you. They're awesome. I showed everybody my whole rainbow of rubber bands at the beginning of the video. You'll have to go back and watch. Alright, so that's my ink blending done. Let me just put my inks away. Now, before I go on, this next thing I'm going to do, what have I got here? Actually came about because of a mistake, and this was in my last, was it my last live video, or was it a video that I did on the Picket Fence channel? I can't remember. Anyway, I made a spray bottle of Paper Glitz Sparkle in water. You can see I've even labelled it because I'm a scientist, and if you've got something in a bottle, you have to label it so you know what's in it. I put too much Paper Sparkle in. Paper Glitz Sparkle in, and when you do that, the actual spray mechanism will clog up. You need to add less, and I haven't actually got around to doing that yet. However, this happy accident has meant that every second card that I've made recently, I take this bottle after I've mixed it up, take the sort of pumpy thing out, and use it to add drips and splatters. Ooh, that was a lot. Doesn't matter. A lot of, oops, the Paper Sparkle. I keep saying that, Paper Sparkle. Paper Glitz Sparkle, which was the original Paper Glitz that came out. And it is my favourite. I think it is going to always be my favourite. I just love this one because it goes with everything. Absolutely everything. Alright, let me have a look and see, do I need more sparkle? And you know, honestly, I don't think I do, because I've got a lot there. Can you see that? Alright, now, I've got sparkle on my hands, but who doesn't need some sparkle on their hands? I am going to dry this again, so sorry for the heat tool yet again. Okay, let me just catch up on the comments while I'm drying this. Oh, Bella, you have to try the blending brushes. I resisted getting these kind of blending brushes for ages, and then Nicole sent me these ones, and I have never looked back. They're just the best. It's amazing the difference that it makes when you actually use good quality blending brushes. And don't think that you can just go to like the $2 shop and get like $2 ones, because the density of the bristles in these is amazing, and the more bristles, the smoother the blend you're going to get. So yeah, the ones from the $2 shop are not going to cut it. They're just not going to cut it. Lydia says that I'm a genius. I agree. You are a genius. Okay, what else have we got? Never tried masking. Oh, masking is really cool because, watch, when you take this off, it's just like magic. Don't you just love when, it's the same as when you pull a stencil off after you've done inking around a stencil. It's just the best moment. I'm just going to be careful there. I'm being extra careful because I did that splatter with the Paper Glitz Sparkle, excuse me. And yeah, alright. So that's that. I'm not going to reuse that again because it got a bit wet. Alright, so look at that. Now I could just add my sentiment, and I am actually going to... The other card that I made had a sentiment, as I said before, from this stamp set. I'm actually going to use one that actually says Holly Jolly Christmas here. I'm just going to pop that there. I'm going to do the sentiment now. Just to show you what it would look like. And I am going to use a Misty. Some people at this point would go, oh, why would you bother using a Misty just for a little sentiment like that? Just get an acrylic block and stamp it. But I am Unco, and before I got the Misty, the number of cards I absolutely ruined by doing all this work and then stuffing up the sentiment. Oh, the Misty has like paid for itself many, many times over from, oops, I've got a spill, you know what, I've cleaned that with, see, this is the problem. I cleaned it with a baby wipe, which I'm going to do again because I don't know where my scrubby tool is, and it's got fluff on it. This is why you shouldn't use, don't do as I say, not as I do. Make sure you use your Picket Fence scrubber, because I had fluff, lint on it from a baby wipe, and it was collecting a big splodge of ink. And you don't want that on your card either. Alright, let's try that one more time. And again, I'm going to do it twice to get a nice solid black. I always like my sentiments to be super black. Super duper black. Alright. I'll wipe that off. Put that away, because if I don't put it away now, I will lose it. Okay. And see, I could be done right now. I'm quite happy with that card, honestly. And remember the card that I showed you before that I wasn't that happy with, because as you can see, you lose all the detail of the berries there, and because that red paper glitz went a bit purple down here. So I could have done that differently, but I quite like the white image with the masked ink blended background, but I am not going to leave it there. I'm going to take it up a notch. I'm going to do some not very complicated, fairly quick Copic colouring. I'm not going to spend a heap of time getting a really, really gorgeous blend. Now these are the colours that I'm going to use. Oh, I've just picked 4 reds in the 20 family and a weird mix of greens, G000, G40, YG41, G02 and G07. We'll see how they go. Anyway, so I am going to just check on where the comments... Nicole, did you call me a genius? Oh. No, you won't snap the life-chaining blender brushes. No way. No. I'm just catching up on comments. Catching up. Yes, the reveal is my favourite part. And yes, must use the Misty all the way. Yeah, before the Misty, how many cards ended up in the rubbish bin? Honestly. Just... Alright, so... I should... See, what I want to do right now is take a photo of this card as it is in case I stuff it up with the Copic marker. Does anybody do that? Get halfway through a card and think, I'm just going to take a photo of this as it is and then I'll try something different. Has anybody else done that? I've done that before. But I'm not going to stop in the middle of this video just to take a photo of this. I'm going to keep on going. Alright, so as I said, I'm not going to be too fussy with my colouring. I'm not going to try and get super duper blends and pretend like that's a berry in there, but I don't think it is. Okay, so I'll try and keep an eye on the... Yeah, so I'm not the only one, Lee, taking photos before. Now I have to tell you, this morning I got up out of bed, went and had a shower, came in here and organised a few things and heard this noise and I thought, oh my god, somebody's chicken is being eaten by a cat or something. It was like a bird sound, but it sounded like the bird was in pain. And I was like, what on earth? And I know there are people just down the street who have chickens in their backyard. And I was like, oh God, I hope those birds are alright. It sounded really weird. Anyway, then a bit later on, I heard the noise again, the birds again, and it didn't sound like they were in pain. And I thought, no, that's not a chicken. That's something else. What on earth is that? And I thought, I'll go out and have a look outside the kitchen window. And we have a couple of trees just outside our kitchen window that do attract birds. We have quite a few birds that come and congregate out there because we have a fruit tree, a plum tree that, like, when it fruits has these plums that are like this big and you really don't want to eat them, but the birds love them. So you can see what I've done. I did like a C shape of the two darkest reds. Now I'm making a circle with the second lightest colour that I have, and then I'm just going to fill in the rest with the palest colour. I'm trying to do this quickly, so it's not going to be perfect, but not every bit of Copic colouring has to be perfect, because if you've been in Lydia's classes, what do we all say together? Perfection is for serial killers. Anyway, I looked out the kitchen window and I could hear the birds, but I couldn't see them. Anyway, I went back and had my breakfast, and when I was clearing up my cereal bowl and putting it in the sink, I looked out the window and there were four yellow-tailed black cockatoos in the tree outside our kitchen window. Now, for those of you who are Australian, so I know Trisha's here and I know Michelle's here. I don't know if there are any other Australians in here at the moment, but you would know how big a yellow-tailed black cockatoo is. I have never seen yellow-tailed black cockatoos near our house, ever. I generally see them out in like rural areas, up in the Dandenongs. but they were outside my kitchen window. Now, just to give you a reference point for those Americans who have no idea what a yellow-tailed black cockatoo is, they're almost 2 feet long. They're like 50 to 60 centimetres in length. And yeah, they do sound like creaky doors, Trisha. They do. But they're huge. And they were right outside my kitchen window. And I saw them and went, oh, gotta go and get my phone to take a photo, because my phone, I knew I was going to be using my phone for this video. So it was on charge. So I came, grabbed my phone, went out there, tried to zoom in through all the foliage so I could get like a shot that was recognisable as these birds. And they saw me and all flew away before I could get a photo. So I have no evidence of this, which just makes me sad. But I'm still excited that I saw some yellow-tailed black cockatoos out my kitchen window. It's pretty cool, honestly. We have actually found in Melbourne that, because we're in lockdown in Melbourne at the moment, for those of you, yeah, hopefully they'll be back, Michelle. It is a big bird, and there were 4 of them, and they're loud. But yeah, we have had a lot more animals that usually you see in more rural areas coming in closer to the city, because of course all those pesky humans aren't sort of out and about doing their thing, so they feel like they can come in and spend some time in the city areas. So I actually posted a video a few months ago, another time when we were in lockdown, that I did actually post on my Facebook page. Somebody in Doreen, which is a northern suburb of Melbourne, had a bunch of kangaroos hopping down the street. Australians usually joke that Americans think we have kangaroos jumping down the street, ha ha ha, but it actually happened. Usually kangaroos don't jump down the street. Most people don't have kangaroos in their backyard. My brother actually does, because he lives in a semi-rural suburb. He has had kangaroos in his backyard, but it's not a common thing. But during lockdown, it happened. But the funny thing about that particular video was that the kangaroos seemed to be obeying the road rules, because they jumped right up to an intersection. They stopped at the intersection, looked left and right, and then continued on their way. It was really funny. Oh dear. Alright, so you can see, as I said before, I'm not taking a huge amount of time to get a gorgeous blend. Oh, who posted that? Trisha. Thank you, Trisha. Yes. So for people who've never seen a yellow-tailed black cockatoo, that's what they look like. That's what they look like. Alright, so I'm just going to add a bit more green. And I know that holly leaves are, well, some holly leaves are quite dark green, like a forest green. And there are some holly leaves, I think, that are variegated. Trisha will be able to tell me. Trisha's a botanist. Trisha, do you know? Can you get holly leaves that are variegated, or am I just imagining that? But anyway, I didn't want to do... I suppose I am kind of making them variegated, because they've got very pale green edges. But, yeah. Nobody said that a Christmas card had to be botanically accurate in its depiction. Although I have to say, these particular I've got quite a few Christmassy stamps, because holly, sorry, I'm rambling right now. Holly is my favourite Christmas image to use, because of course in Australia it's not cold at Christmas time, it's stinking hot at Christmas time. So making, I mean, I still do sometimes make Christmas cards with like snowmen and snowflakes and things like that, but usually I try and avoid it. Alright, I think I'm going to show you up close what that shine looks like, because it's amazing. Look at look, it just beams at you. It just beams. All right, now I think I'm done. I think, because I quite like the fact that this is a completely one layer card, and I very much like that it's got like a big panel of white, because I'm a clean and simple girl at heart, so I like my white space. But I'll take a vote. Do you think I should add sequins or gemstones? Because I do have, we've got, which one's this one? There's the Fireplace Stockings sequin mix, which has some white sequins and green sequins. I don't think I'd add the actual stockings to this card. There's this one, which is a Snowy Season, which has red and green. It has these real, I love the little snowflake clay pieces. And I also have this gem mix, which is called Candy Cane. All right, so what have we got? Michelle says no. Karen says gems. Nicole says both. Kathy says the colouring gives it dimensions. Sequins and gemstones, gems. Yes, sequins always. All right, I think I'm going to go with the gems, because I haven't used these. I've used both of these sequin mixes, but I haven't used the gem mix. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to go overboard, and I might be quite, I might try and be quite picky with which colours I use. So these gems that we have at Picket Fence are just gorgeous. Alright, let me get my cute little gem picker thing. And let me get some clear glue and get myself all set up. These gems are really high quality. They're the highest quality gemstone you can get before you go into like Swarovski crystal. And I don't know if I pronounced that right or not. Swarovski, I don't know. Anyway, so I'm just going to plonk some on to, and these ones, oh, it's, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show this on, let me see if I can show this on camera. It's not showing properly. It looks green on screen. Oh, but there you go. See that flash of pink? From different angles, it is different colours. They're just, see that pink when you shine it from the side? Oh, these particular gemstones are just, oh. Anyway, sadly, I don't think I'm going to use those ones. I think I'm going to go for the clear ones, and I'm trying. See, if I'd known I was going to do this in advance, I would have picked out the clear ones in advance before I did this. Because I think because it's a relatively clean and simple card, I don't think I want to add any more colour to it, so I think I'm going to go with the clear. Now, one thing you will see in these gem mixes is not only are there a whole lot of different colours, and some actual gemstones that are multicoloured in themselves, which is just blows my mind, but the actual gemstones come in different sizes. So there's multiple different sizes of the clear, and there's multiple different sizes of the green, and there's multiple different sizes of the, Nicole, what does the multicoloured, like, shimmering green going into pink one actually have a name? I don't know what it's called, so maybe you can tell us. But there's like different colours of green in here. There's like a mid-green, and there's a real lime green, and there's, so the green, and from these ones, oh, I'm just moving my head backwards and forwards looking at these two, and it's just, oh, amazing. Different, and you can see a blue coming out at different angles as well. It's just, sorry, I'm just raving here. All right, now, I'm just warning you in advance. This is the part of card making when I come to add sequins or gemstones that takes me the longest because I'm completely indecisive. So I'm going to try and be as quick as I can with this. But quite often, if I'm making a card, oh, there's a nice small one. Good, I needed another small one. Yeah, I might make a card, and the card might make me 10 minutes, and then actually placing the gemstones will take me another 10 minutes. And I'm not even kidding you. The number of times that I've done videos of cards, and yeah, half of the video time that I've actually cut out of the videos for YouTube has been just me faffing about with gemstones or sequins. And I'm not even joking. Alright, so I'm just sort of figuring out where I'm going to put them first before. Okay, that's no good. Over here. I need a bigger one. I tend to, when I do sequin placement, because I know, and Lydia's going to tell me, just drop some on there, and where they land, that's where they go. I can't do that. I can't. I'm sorry, Lydia. But what I try to do, this one keeps flipping over. There we go. Try to do is always have an odd number. I have not just an odd number of sequins, but an odd number of clusters of sequins. So I've got 1, 2, 3 clusters of sequins. But I'm not quite sure that that's enough. I think I need more. But also in each cluster, I try to have different sizes in it. Yeah, that looks a bit better. But now I've got four clusters. I might put just one more in there. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's it. Yes, Carol, me same. I drop them and then they're just everywhere. Okay. Alright, now let me see if I can do this without completely splodging up my card. Alright, and these, for some reason, and it doesn't matter what brand glue it is, oops, I keep getting splodges of glue. I am going to try a different glue bottle. It just gets to a certain point, and I think because I store them upside down, because when I store them up the right way, they always just run everywhere. Try this one instead. Just get it going, that's better. Now I can't remember where this sequin was. Was it there or there? Oh, it's going to go there. And the thing is with these, you need the tiniest amount of glue. And this is me holding my breath as I do this, because I don't want to stuff it up at this point. But yeah, for those people who suggested yes to the gemstones, I think you're right. Oops. That's a bit of a splodge of glue. Get rid of that. Alright. And now I can breathe, because whenever I have sequins everywhere, I'm always scared I'm going to blow them all over the place. Alright. And these I'll just take off here and flip them back in. Okie doke. Alright, and now I think I'm done. Okay, I'm just checking up on the, yeah, a little bit. Well, now we've got two different types of sparkle, because we've got the sparkle from the paper glitz in the background, but the paper glitz only really shows up really well when you have it shining in the right direction. But those little gems from that gem mix, and that gem mix, by the way, was called Candy Cane. So if you're interested in that, those gorgeous little clear gems were in Candy Cane. Yeah, I think it does just add, and you can never have too much glue. So the glue that I actually ended up using is the Hero Arts Precision Glue. But yeah, I have so many different liquid glues, but I just find all of the bottles of liquid glue at some stage has sort of done a splodge on me. So yeah, I just alternate between them. So yeah, I think I am done. I'm going to give you another close-up view so that now you can see there's the paper glitz sparkle in the background, but we've also got the gemstones. So I am absolutely thrilled that I decided to remake this card, because honestly I think this one is 100 times better than this one. But yeah, mainly because I lost the definition of the berries and the paper glitz went a bit purple on top of the blue, but I might try it again with paper glitz on the berries. The ratio of paper glitz to water, so with this particular bottle, oops, not that bottle, this bottle, I don't know how many mils is in that, I don't know. It doesn't actually say on the bottle how big the bottle is. Anyway, I pretty much filled up that bottle with water, and I used this little spatula from Picket, and I basically scooped paper glitz, the sparkle one, this one, and I did 2 scoops into the bottle and then mixed it up. That was too much for the actual spray mechanism. So if you want to create something you can spray all over the surface, don't do what I did because it will clog up the spray mechanism because I added too much. But I love how much I added for this technique of splattering, because it just, when you tilt it in the light, just pops. It really shines out at you, and I really like that. So yeah, make of that what you will. Alright, I hope you enjoyed my live video of sharing a fail of a card to a, I think I'll call this a success of a card, honestly. I mean, it's got my favourite holly images. Thank you so much, Nicole, for making this stamp for me. Makes me so excited. Alright, and I am going to finish off for today. So thank you very much for joining us today. Thanks for sticking with me for an hour watching me make this card. And yeah, keep on watching this week because we're only on day 2 of our 7 in 7 video series for this month. So there's many more exciting videos to watch coming up this week. So stay tuned. Alright, thanks everybody. Bye.